Good morning, everyone, and thank you for dialing into our webinar this morning. I'm Michael Hall from Lateral Financial, and this morning I'm going to be giving you an overview of the new microloan fund that is available to businesses in the Northeast. Before I start the presentation, a little bit of background about Lateral Financial. We're a finance and cost reduction consultancy. We're based in Newcastle City Centre. We specialise in helping businesses and also third sector organisations to reduce costs, raise finance and improve profitability. Over the last 12 months we've helped about 40 different organisations on a cost reduction basis, and we've saved over £100,000 for those companies, and we've also supported a number of businesses with access to mainstream and alternative sources of finance. So that's me, Michael Hall. I have 8 years commercial finance experience, worked for a major high street bank for all of those 8 years. Have experience of working with both startups and more established businesses as well, and I've worked with a number of businesses helping them to obtain funding of as much as £1 million. That's Gary Kennedy, the other director of Lateral, 32 years commercial banking experience, associate of Chartered Institute of Bankers, qualified, so really experienced guys, worked with many different businesses across pretty much every sector. Some businesses with a turnover of as much as 25 million, and has arranged funding in the past for businesses of up to 6 million. So this morning we're going to talk about what is the microloan fund. We're also going to talk about how the loan is structured. I'll do a quick rundown on the eligibility criteria, the application process, and then there's a little bit in there about how we can help. So firstly, what is the microloan fund? Well, it's one of 7 funds that are available through the 125 million Finance for Business Northeast programme. It's part of the Jeremy Fund, which is a collaboration between the European Investment Bank, the European Regional Development Fund, and One Northeast as well. It's a £5 million pot, the microloan fund. It's being managed by Entrust. It's expected to be available for the next 3 years. The aim of the fund, as you can imagine, with it being European Investment Bank money, European Regional Development money, the aim of the fund is to support the creation of new enterprises and also the growth of existing micro and small businesses across the region. Quite interestingly, with this fund, third sector businesses can also apply. Often third sector businesses are excluded from this kind of fund, so it's open to those on this occasion. The funds are there to help stimulate the creation of new jobs, and as I said before, it's expected to be available for the next 3 years. So how the loans are structured? Well, there's amounts available of between £1,000 and £25,000. The loans are available on an unsecured basis as well, so if you're a limited company, you're not expected to give personal guarantees. Term of the loans are between 1 and 3 years. Monthly repayments only. There's no capital repayment holidays available or anything like that. And a 2% arrangement fee is applied by the fund as well. The interest rate it's priced at 6.5% above the UK reference rate, which is currently at 1.48%. So it works out about 8% borrowing, which for unsecured borrowing at this level is actually fairly cheap. And you'll find that it's a lot more competitive than a lot of the high street banks are offering at the moment at this level. So quick illustration: 10 grand over 3 years. Monthly repayments would be about £312. Total amount repayable just over £11,200. The borrower may be required to supply quarterly management information on an ongoing basis, so they are going to monitor this fund going forward. Existing borrowers can submit further applications to the fund, provided that at least 12 loan repayments have been made, and that the overall fund doesn't exceed, the overall borrowing requirement doesn't exceed 25 grand. Eligibility criteria. So I've already mentioned third sector businesses. It's any small business essentially, so limited companies, partnerships, sole traders, third sector organisations. A small business is classified, I think it's less than 250 employees and less than 25 million turnover, so pretty much any small business can apply for this. The fund is designed for those businesses that are unable to access mainstream finance for whatever reason, but that do have a viable business capable of repaying a loan. So if what they're looking for is for those businesses to say that they've been turned down by a bank. They're not looking for a letter or anything like that, but it's kind of designed to help those businesses that are unable to access finance from the bank. It's designed to help startup businesses as well. They're hoping to get 700 loans out the door over the next 3 years. 400 of those are aiming to be sold into startups, and a further 300 to help support existing businesses. There's an element of financial inclusion to this, so applications are welcome from individuals, including those defined as disadvantaged, so disabilities, unemployed people, ex-services personnel, ex-offenders are all welcome to apply. The fund is open to those with a poor credit history as well, so CCJs, a checkered credit past, those applicants are considered. The applicants must be based in the North East, so Northumberland, Tyne-and-Wear, Durham, Tees Valley. If the applicants are resident outside of the area, then they have to evidence that the bulk of their business operations are in the North East. So eligibility criteria, it won't fund businesses in serious financial difficulty, so this is not a turnaround fund. Similarly, it won't fund businesses with HMRC arrears, although time to pay arrangements are allowed. Certain sectors and industries are ineligible, such as housing and construction and renovation and pure retail. Just a bit of a caveat around these areas mentioned here, these industries mentioned. Small kind of maintenance builders apparently are okay, sort of maintenance and repairs, that kind of thing. Pure retail is excluded, but if there's a business that has an element of kind of manufacturing involved and retail, that's okay. Interestingly, cafes and restaurants are also included as their class of service businesses. So it's only those retailers that are buying something in and not doing anything with it and purely selling it on, so from like sort of wholesaler to end user. It's one of those that it's worth picking up the phone if you do have a retail client or you're a retail business yourself. It's worth picking up the phone to a sort of Entrust and just double checking that the eligibility. Full details of the remaining exclusions can be found on the Entrust website. There are more than what's mentioned there, but those are the kind of two main ones which I thought was most relevant for the purpose of today's presentation. The application process, so businesses can apply direct to Entrust. We have no affiliation with Entrust. We're not on a preferred supplier list or anything like that. I'll come on to where we come into it very shortly, but businesses can apply direct. Applications are available via the Entrust website. Excuse me. An application form needs to be completed and submitted electronically, supported by a business plan or a business overview. They're not looking for war and peace, considering the amounts that are involved here. They're not looking for a 40-odd page document with 10 pages of market research or anything like that. They're just looking for an overview of what the business does, who the key personnel are that are involved, why they should lend the money to help this company grow, and how are they going to get repaid, and that's pretty much it. The financial information that they might ask for a new business, maybe an opening balance sheet, maybe a 12-month cash flow forecast, and a 12-month profit and loss forecast as well. Where the business is already trading, they might ask for, well, they will ask for 3 months bank statements, your most recent annual accounts, and they may ask for the latest set of management accounts if they're available. They're looking to turn applications around and advance funds within 28 days, provided that they have sufficient information. So it is a fairly quick turnaround process. Full details of the typical customer journey and timescales can be found on the Entrust website. Eligibility should be clarified within sort of 5 to 7 days if you go into Entrust direct. Also, with regards to turning it, once they've passed the eligibility criteria, they should be turning around decisions within kind of 17 days and then funds paid within 28. So how we can help, given our banking experience that I mentioned when I gave the introduction to Lateral, we have extensive experience of writing commercial lending applications. This is what we did for a living, Gary and I, day in, day out. So between us, there's kind of 40 years experience of pulling this kind of stuff together. We've got a fairly good understanding of the scheme, fairly good understanding of what end trusts are looking for, and our job really is just to ensure that your application is presented as it should be, in a format that makes sense to the funders first time and it goes through quickly and smoothly. Our fee structure, we've kind of linked this to a success or performance linked fee structure. £250 deposit is a non-refundable deposit because we can't guarantee success, but we will only take a project, and I need to stress this point, we'll only take on a project if we think there's a good chance that the loan will be approved. The remaining £500 is paid only upon successful drawdown of the loan, so £750 in total, 250 deposit, £500 if we get the deal away. So in summary, it's a very flexible loan scheme. It's available to viable businesses and startups. Amounts of up to 25 grand available on an unsecured basis. Maximum 3 years repayment term. Poor credit histories are considered. And just to stress again, businesses can apply direct to Entrust, but we do offer our support on a performance-linked basis. Now, this is a fund that we're very excited about. It's just what the economy needs. It's definitely what the Northeast needs, and we think it's going to help kickstart a lot of businesses or accelerate the growth of a lot of local businesses. So it's a really, really good scheme. I'm more than happy to take any questions. I can see a few have already come through, so I'll just start to take those in a moment. Right, the first one is what are the criteria? What's the criteria for job creation? Is one enough? I think the fund, it's kind of not designed to fund lifestyle businesses as such. It's not there to, if it's purely going to be a business that has one sole proprietor or director, I don't think there's a chance of getting the loan away. I think if it's a sole proprietor business that's looking to expand within the next 2 to 3 years, excuse me, and take on additional employees, and I think that would probably qualify. I assume a need must be generated. A need must be demonstrated. Yes, a need does need to be demonstrated, but the need can be to accelerate the growth of the company, to put it into marketing costs, to take on an employee sooner, that kind of thing. So if there's a business there that doesn't really need the cash, but it would help accelerate the growth of the company, then I'm sure that would be fine under, from an eligibility point of view. Can the funding be used for any purpose? Well, again, the fund is there to support the growth of businesses, so it's there to kickstart new companies and there to generate new employment. So it needs to kind of be linked to that in some way. So they're not going to, stick 20 grand out the door to repay directly personal credit card debts or pay a direct salary for 3 months. That's certainly not going to happen. It's got to be linked to kind of job creation, preservation, or a kind of economic benefit in some way. Next one, are personal guarantees taken? No, the loan is available on an unsecured basis, so limited companies will not have to sign personal guarantees. Sole traders and partnerships, they'll have the kind of standard liability. Can a loan assist with the setup costs of a business? Absolutely. That's kind of what it's designed to do. As I say, there's 700 loans to get out the door and 400 of those are being allocated to startups, so absolutely. Final question, I think, will this be played back on Muscle Club TV? It will. I'm informed it's going up onto the Muscle Club website some point of next week, so that should be on there if people want to kind of look over the presentation and go over anything there. The Q&A will also be sent out over the next few days to everybody that's been in this presentation. I think that's all the questions for now. Oh, sorry, there's one more. How quick is a decision made after the application? Again, they're looking to turn applications around within 28 days. You should be informed within 17 days if you can get the loan, provided you pass the eligibility checks. I think that's all the questions for now, so thank you for dialing in this morning. I hope you found it useful, and have a great weekend. Thank you.